This is kind of an update video because I haven't posted in a very long time. Give or take around, let me see here. It's been a month since I posted a video, but I didn't make that one. I did make that one. It was just from March, and I posted it in May. So it's definitely been a while. I'm close to 100 subs, which is nice. I know it's not much in the grand scheme of things, but it's definitely the start. 10 away from that. Hopefully, with a lot more things that I plan on doing, I'll get to that 100. And those things are, well, there's been a project that's been in the work for a couple of years. It's weird to say because it's definitely gone through a lot of changes. Uh, if you follow me on Instagram or know about that, it was called Countdown. It was this project I had been working on since 2019, 2018, end of 2018 into 2019. It was going to be a zombies like film. So it was going to be like you have a character and it's surviving the zombie apocalypse. It was just going to be a just Mega Block stop motion, but I wanted to work Transformers into it. I never got a good way of doing that, and I always just didn't know how to tie everything in. And then, well, Cold War came out, the Call of Duty game, and had a phenomenal zombies, and the story was very interesting. It created this they made this other dimension called the Dark Ether, and it was really cool. So when I was rethinking about Countdown and how I wanted to work the Dark Ether into it, um, the alternate universe Optimus Prime was out, and he was like a zombie Optimus. So I was gonna be like, all right, it's gonna have the zombie. It's gonna be the zombie stop motion, and I'm gonna throw Optimus Prime in the background. Well, I did that. I teased it a lot on Instagram when I was working on it. I was going through definitely really early stages of my editing, so it was definitely this weird it was a learning process. And I kept going and going, kept learning new things, new tricks, and then stop motion. I wasn't really good at it. I had been doing stop motion for years, but it was all the things I was working with. My phone camera, which I still have the same one, was kind of bad. I have the same phone, but just the lighting, everything wasn't that good. Um, Practical stuff just couldn't, get that. Um, I didn't used Mega Blocks or anything like that for stop motion in the first place, so it was definitely weird. And I kind of put it back on the drawing board, and then I thought of, all right, let's make it two parts. One be zombies, and then it slowly lead into Transformers, and then keep going after that. The plan was to have it set in a different universe entirely from what was going to be my main Transformers timeline. And it was going to have Shockwave from the original timeline I was going to make in this universe, working on which in Zombies lore is called Project Endstation, a old World War II German project to open a portal into a different dimension. And I was going to tie that in with the Seekers of this universe. Transformers do exist and stuff in this universe, but they stayed on Cybertron. They never made it to Earth. So what I would have was Shockwave capturing the Seekers of that universe, wiping their memory, take them into that timeline, and they would have that. They would be the Hearts of Steel Transformers. So I was gonna have them be it's gonna have them be the Hearts of Steel Transformers, the Mastermind Creations ones, and then I kept thinking about I want Thundercracker to snap out of it and be a good guy in the end, or have him question his loyalties. And I kept thinking, I kept writing, and I got to the point of I just wanted to be a Transformers film or stop motion that focuses on the Dark Ether. And I kept thinking, and the more I just kept going into it, this is before I got that idea of just settling down for only Transformers, was I don't want human characters. I made all this stuff for it. I made I made some enemies in zombies out of Mega Blocks and stuff. Like, all right, this is gonna work. And I had a intricate way of oh yeah, Shockwave is the main reason why all the humans advanced so early on. But I was gonna add something to be they something went wrong, blah blah blah, and Shockwave's here to pick up the pieces. I scrapped all that entirely because writing human characters that were gonna be for nothing, didn't want to do that. Didn't want to focus on that. I had a I had a big plot line for those one of those characters, but I decided opting out on doing that. And what started out as just Optimus Prime in the background, it would focus solely on Optimus Prime. I scrapped the Seekers and just wanted to get rid of them. Didn't think anything of it. They're the Mastermind Creations figures. I cut myself multiple times animating those guys, so I kind of scrapped all of that. I eventually did sell those guys, and I kind of regret it, but at the same time, wasn't gonna use them for anything anyways. I was very, very interested in this whole new of all right, uh, Megatron, Optimus Prime from this timeline. Uh, it was almost it takes place almost like at the end of Fall of Cybertron, but instead of going to the portal, the ships fall down, and then the Autobots, Decepticons, yada yada. Everything would stay on Cybertron, but Optimus Megatron wouldn't be there. And I want to I'm not gonna say much other than that because it is what I'm working on right now. But I definitely want to keep this more of on Optimus. I want it to be solely on this corrupted evil Optimus who was being a lab rat for Shockwave with the Dark Ether to go on to becoming Orion, which will be another just whole thing for this character. Um, so the name Countdown was definitely something originally it was the countdown to the time the character had left in the zombie apocalypse. He was going to get bitten early on, and it was very short time before he would turn. And then the name just kind of stuck. It definitely kept going even into the Transformers thing, because definitely when the Seekers were added in, that was still the placeholder name. And I couldn't think of anything else, so I kept calling it Countdown until I've come to my final draft almost, if you will, of a perfect alternate timeline. Not perfect, but a solidified story that will continue on multiple parts alongside a normal plain, I wouldn't say plain, but a lot more streamlined Transformer series on top of it. So there'd be two different timelines, and yeah, and I kind of came to the conclusion of the Dark Ether Files, Transformers: The Dark Ether Files logs. Still a working name, but it was more of I kind of wanted to play a little with analog horror, but not really. I say it's just more analog. It from right what I have now. It takes place around the same time I had. It starts around the 40s in uh 1940s in our timeline, but none of that German stuff's in there, and I'm keeping it solely to Shockwave entering this new just dimension using all these just all this stuff from his boss. Not gonna say who, because that is a spoiler, but nothing's about that yet. So I really wanted to work some zombie stuff into the character itself for Dark Ether Optimus was what we're gonna call him. Definitely want to work some Dark Ether lore from Tempest to Legion, which is a boss and will be a character. Uh, Tempest I've already posted one. The glimpse into the Dark Ether video. That character looks exactly like a Tempest from Call of Duty Cold War, and I'm working that in. Revenants, definitely just the normal. There's zombies. There's zombies, but in this, what I'm going with is there's gonna be zombie Transformers, which are gonna be um, the Sparkless, barricade mold. I have a whole bunch of those. I customized some for this project. So there's that. The Optimus itself is a customized alternate universe Optimus Prime. I have two of those, so I customized one, kept one as my sleep mode, Dead Optimus. And then for, as I was saying earlier, Revenants are going to be a more Tempests. I think I'm gonna leave as more of like generals or like commanders of these units, and Revenants are just paleo tracks, but it's just paleo tracks. There's a whole bunch of them, and I want to leave that like fossilizer skeletal thing to these like zombified transformers that are in this alternate dimension being commanded by a much greater thing. And that's definitely I will definitely dive more into that, but kind of have to leave it here. I kind of ranted a little bit, not a little bit, a lot. Um, Not really. I'm looking at my notes here. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So I'll explain the future. Definitely big projects. As I said, the Dark Ether Optimus project. There's two of them in the works. I am set for names if I'm 100% here. Hold on, let me check real quick. I have a whole projects list. Is it this one? Yes. So, Transformers: The Dark Ether Logs. Yep, that is what the name I set on, and I think I'm gonna keep it because I really like the analog style that I'm going for in the beginning. Not gonna be very long. Uh, I'm finishing my final draft of the script. It's going good, and then this one, very early in production. Transformers Lunar Outbreak. It will take place right after the end of the Dark Ether logs, and I might just wait to release a trailer for almost both of them, due to the fact of, well, I don't think uh, one or the other is worth a trailer on its own. Maybe a quick poster on my Instagram, but I want to do a trailer for these, and I think, being a quick little teaser for both combined into one and saying, here you go, this is what we're working on, and I'll see you then. So that's what I'm probably going to do. And be like, all right, here you go, take this. I like to plug this real quick. Everything will be on my Instagram. I haven't posted in like 2 months, 3 months, but I definitely will be posting a lot more, explaining what's going on, because I should keep everyone updated. Now, after those two, I think I'm going to start on working on my mainline Transformers stop motions. We're starting off on Cybertron. I really want to dive a little deep into that story because, yeah, we've seen it a lot, but it's mostly explained. And I understand the new IDW comics go too much. It's going to start right at the beginning of the war. Right at the beginning, Megatron becoming Megatron. I have Sentinel Prime. I really want in that. Orion Pax becoming Optimus. That's a big one. That's like the whole main point of this series, is to have Orion to Optimus, and then after that we'll like go from like Fall of Cybertron type stuff. I have that planned out as well. After that is going to be Transformers Exodus. Both these titles have been here since 2020, beginning of 2020. Already have had these in thought, already planning them out. Definitely want to dive into Beast Wars as well, but that's definitely later down the line. Maybe along the way, I'll do some Shattered Glass. I definitely don't want to do much, like dive deep into that just yet. I think I might wait a little while to introduce that, but Shattered Glass is definitely on the table. Um, I have, well, when they come out, I've had this one. This Transformers title has been a name that has been living rent free in my mind, but also an idea that I've had since probably middle school. I'm already graduated. I like to state that. I'm 18. I had this thought when I was around 13, or I had this idea and this vision of one of my first stop motions that I wanted to happen, but I later opted out because I was young, didn't have much stop motion experience, and was gonna let it continue. It's called Transformers Dinobot Siege, and I can explain a lot of it because it's definitely still working out the tweaks and everything, but it was going to be about the Wreckers and rescuing Dinobots. My only problem is I don't know where to fit it in right now because I don't know if I should fit it into the I don't know which timeline to fit it in because I can technically fit them into both, but when you see the Dark Ether logs, you'll understand why I'm confused because a Dinobot does show up for a little bit, which will lead into something else. Um, After Exodus, which is is gonna be very Fall of Cybertron. It's gonna focus on the end of it's gonna the last days of Cybertron. It's gonna be the Fall of Cybertron, focused on that, and then the journey, the beginning of the journey of them leaving the planet, which will lead into Transformers 1984, 86. I don't know that's definitely a working title to the point of it might be even Transformers 2007. There's definitely working titles for these names, and I am very much working out the details still. But I have everything in my head thought out. Just the year doesn't matter. I want it to just be a reference to Transformers itself. Like 84 was when Transformers came out, of course. Then 86 was the first movie. Then 2007 was the first live action movie. So very big points in the franchise. I wanted to do 90s, but I just didn't think that would work because yeah, Beast Wars came out then, but it's not going to be focusing on Beast Wars, and I wanted to focus on the main Transformers. And then we get into more of the other stuff that I can't talk about due to the fact of it is still relying on everything else to work well and be thought out. So there's definitely more project names that I have here, but they kind of give away a lot of stuff. And a lot of them, one of them I can say, and I'm gonna dive more deep into this in a, uh, I do have a working series. I haven't planned a series for like any of these, but this one I really want to go into and definitely be more of like, it's not gonna be a weekly episodes here. It's gonna be episodes here and there, but it's all gonna be a collective series. Because War then, yeah, that's definitely a series that I want to work out, but that's a given because it's focusing on so much. I want to focus on our Dark Ether Optimus, this character that's gonna go through a lot. It's called Orion. Doesn't really give much because it's the Dark Ether logs will explain not much, and it leaves off on a cliffhanger. But Lunar Outbreak should come out right after that, and yada yada yada. Nothing really any big giveaways at all, but it's definitely going to follow Orion on a journey of just finding him, almost like finding himself. But there's definitely, I'm trying to explain this because I'm really excited about this stuff. It's going to explain just this journey this character will go on due to him just kind of being in a world he doesn't know. It's kind of like everything's new to him. He's been gone for a while. Uh, because by the time all this catches up, we will be like in the same time area as the Transformers 1984 or whatever that would be. So it's definitely been it's been a long time. So he's definitely learning new stuff, seeing a new Cybertron, all that kind of stuff, and it's definitely gonna go into this. I'm really excited for some of the stuff I have. This is probably the most work the what I'm calling the Dark Ether timeline as a running or Universe B, is what I call it, even though it's technically Universe A, but Universe A is going to be, the main Transformer stuff, and everything in Universe B is almost a what if, but a lot more fleshed out. And it's definitely going to be a journey. Definitely going to be a one I'm going to work really hard on. I really want to lay some pieces out for that before I dive deep into it. Definitely with some little stop motions I had been working on, but decided, maybe not, because I'm definitely waiting on some releases still for Transformers figures, and those are definitely going to play a part into that. I can't say specifically who they will be, but I'm very excited for what I've got right now. Now, I've been rambling a lot, but I want to go back to my bullet points here. Uh, Everything's not final, so that's why I'm not like really confused if I should say something or not, because it may or may not. Everything's still in a working process, and if I have to cut something out to make it work, I'm going to do that. So everything's a working title. Well, not everything. Lunar Outbreak and Dark Ether Logs are solidified. War Within and Exodus are solidified. But anything after that is definitely, for name wise, other than Orion as well, is definitely still. I still might come up with more original names. Um, yeah. We're close to 100, so if you're new and if you watch this long, thank you. Definitely haven't done one of these in a while, and I kind of ramble a lot. So yeah, sorry, it's very weird. I haven't been talked on camera like this in forever, since probably, well, my last update video, which was pretty recent, honestly. But I think I privated it, privated it because it wasn't all too good. Yeah, it was definitely privated. I had a different username. I went by Soundwave935, but I kind of didn't want to like hold myself to only Transformers, so I went with Ghost. That's my Ghost Studios 935, or just Ghost Studios. The 935 is just there to keep a almost consistency between all my usernames that I've had. But yeah, I've only posted around 5 videos this year. It's, they've done good. My numbers have been doing good. Everything's been going good. Uh, I've gotten a lot more views on a lot of my newer or my green screen stuff, which still new at, but I think I'm doing pretty well. Pretty well. Definitely still need to work on my stop motion skills, editing. I I want to say I want to do more. I think there's always room for improvement, but for right now, what I need, it is good, and I'm excited to finally and hopefully soon start this journey with the not. I hope you all are ready to join me for this journey. This is definitely going to be something of I'm going to keep working towards what I want to do, and hopefully it pays off. So it's going to be a journey, and I hope you're buckled in for it. I know I said that a lot. Still, as I said, still getting used to being talking on recording. It's definitely been a long, long, long time. Also, trying not to swear. That one's weird. But thank you for watching. We are close to 100, as I said earlier, and many times actually. So, if you're new, please subscribe. If you watch all the way through, thank you. Like the video if you're excited, or just like the video in general. It helps a lot. Um, I am really hoping to have something. I'm not going to give a date. I'm not going to give a date for anything because I am still working on everything. And I don't want to just give a date and then not deliver because I've done that before. Like, I know I'm rambling again, but I want to say it real quick. Countdown was supposed to release like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. No, it was supposed to release 2021, June, July. I was going to release it in 3 different parts. But that's when the story was a lot longer, more convoluted, until I simplified it to something that is just a lot easier to do for me. I kind of really constricted what I have, and the green screen stuff is very helping. Like, uh, I know I didn't explain this. Kind of want to do it real quick. I did a whole bunch of this practically. With I don't have much room in my new apartment or my room in my new apartment, so I've been very constricted to what I can do. I don't have a desk anymore, which I'm fine with, but my working area works. Well, right now it does, but back then I would record everything like in a cardboard box as my like frame to keep everything inside, and everything was a lot more practical and it looked a lot worse. Green screen is definitely hard because my camera kind of sucks. I have ring lights, but the camera on my phone still sucks, so it kind of changes the lighting, and sometimes I have to re-edit or re-go over something. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, that's fine. So it's definitely still I'm still working on everything, but from my last 5 videos, from the Arrival to Earth to the canceled Bumblebee versus Blisswing transfer fight. Definitely can see my progression with this. The hardest one to do was the Bumblebee versus Blitzwing for the green screen. Animating it, editing it, fine. Just the green screen kind of messed up in some places, and you can see it. Kind of the reason I cancel it. There's definitely a whole another half of that video that was in the works. I had the green screen background shots from Gmod already done. Uh, I might I might finish it. I might revisit that, redo it, start it. Because I do know that the next thing I post, other than this update, will not be a main project. I think I'm gonna work on a couple more things to get my get the stop motion like feel back in, because I haven't animated anything since that Bumblebee versus Blitzwing, which is, as I said, was 2 to 3 months ago that I actually animated it. So I'm definitely a little rusty, and I'm definitely gonna take my time to work on getting better for Dark Ether Logs, which there's not much animating in that, honestly. It's a lot of exposition, explaining and setting up stuff. It's the groundworks for everything. So the animation I do have to do, I will have to work on, because there is some stuff in there that I really like and I can't wait to do. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it here now. Actually, finally, once again, like, subscribe if you're excited. Definitely subscribe. Wouldn't ring the notification bell. I mean, you can, but I don't post that much. Don't. Yeah, go ahead, hit it, because when I post, it's gonna be a big deal. Kind of. No, it's gonna be a big deal because I don't post. That's what I mean. Definitely excited. Definitely excited. Hope you guys are too. Um, yeah, I've definitely ranted on for my last ending. I'm not cutting any of this out because it's definitely just me being truthful and what I have planned, and I'm very excited about it. Well, I'm gonna be working my ass off. There we go. I swore. There we go. That was it. Yeah, I'm gonna work my ass off to do all this, and hopefully we'll have something. Um, yeah, I'm gonna end this here. I've been recording for like 30 minutes. For voice at least. I still have to slap some like picture you're gonna be staring at this whole video, and then a intro. I do have to slap some things together here. So, it is 2:32 in the morning. Um, so I'm probably gonna head to bed. But real quick, I do want to plug some things. I do voice act as Soundwave and another Wreckage, two different separate projects. But the Soundwave one, some of those episodes are out from that YouTube channel. Uh, it will be in my homepage of things that I'm in. Should be right on the home below my uploads. Then after that, I am there's a movie or like Bayverse kind of style motion series that I'm in, playing as Wreckage. Don't know how that character is gonna play in the series. Everything was still in, everything's still being made, and the person making that is still editing, recording, all that. So I'm excited for it because I can't wait to see myself in that stuff. And then, well, I'm glad I'm getting out there, being more open with or getting into the community a little bit more in this stop motion, Transformer stop motion community as voice acting. But check those out if they're available right now. I might add the video as the end card, one of them. But yeah, go check that out if you want. Would be nice. Also be nice because the people who make them work hard. I know the person that I'm voicing, the person who's making the project that I voice Soundwave in, which I love voicing Soundwave, is very he's got his like Transformer universe planned out as well. I can respect that. They do a great job working on that stuff. I'm glad to be a part of it, and I can't wait to see this creator go, go through this journey as well. And I can't figure out the word right now. The progress they'll make along this journey, because they've definitely made a lot. So you got to start somewhere, and this is the beginning. This is where everything starts. So I will catch you all in the next video. Not really me. You'll be seeing my stop motions. All right. This went on for way too long. Bye.